Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. This resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous. And here's her story. Hi, Ollie. This comes with contribution to PayPal. I've sent in 2 other emails before, so this can be a follow-up. I'd like to remain anonymous. I could relate to something in a recent video of yours, and so would you mind explaining it a bit more? For probably all my childhood, my mother never allowed my sisters or me to grow hair out. I remember thinking that I looked like a boy and despised it. I got teased at school because of my hair. My mother's reason for cutting our hair so short was so that it would grow thicker, which I know is... Yeah, listen. Narcissistic mothers love destroying their daughter's hair. It is one of the ultimate controls they have over their daughters. You know how girls are about their hair in general throughout their entire life, and to do that to a child, to chop their hair, it's controlling, it's violating. My mother did it to me. She raised me like I was a girl. Because I had thick, kinky hair, and she would rip through it, insist on cutting it. She didn't know how to cut hair. This is why I just buzz my hair off. Or I have to grow dreadlocks. Which I now know is ridiculous, and I doubt is the real reason for it. My older sisters both have thick, wavy hair. Mine is fine and dead straight. No need for a straightening iron. It's difficult for me to see any explanation for this. I have a son, and I like him to look nice, of course, without crossing personal boundaries. He has personal preferences that I respect, but it was traumatic. I was ridiculed at school, and to make it worse, I wore glasses. By the time I was a teenager, I had no self-esteem, which is why your mother did it to you. Which is why your mother does it to you. And a very negative view of myself. I was primed for future abuse because I didn't value myself. I'd be literally shocked if anyone showed any interest in me, so I ended up prey to a narcissistic monster who nearly destroyed me completely within 2 years. That's a story for another day. You mentioned the trauma of cutting girls' hair short in a recent video, so if you don't mind, can you explain your thoughts on this? Thanks in advance. It's abuse. No little girl wants to have their hair cut short. No little girl wants their hair cut short. All it is a means for a narcissistic mother to destroy their child, destroy their self-esteem, and make you prey to other narcissists in the future. Make you feel you're so ugly and so undesirable that nobody will want you. That's why they do it. That is absolutely why they do it, because that's how the mother starts. That's the mother's first competition with their daughter, is usually through their hair. Virginia, I've told this story before about Virginia. Used to tell this story about her mother, and her mother was beautiful too. Her mother had natural red curly, like just natural curl, beautiful, these natural curls. It was like gorgeous, gorgeous hair she had. Red, with her, very, very dark Armenian skin, and I think she had light eyes too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. And my grandmother had this, like your hair, pin straight hair, and and this is back in the 20s, I guess. She hated it. 20s and 30s, everybody wanted curly hair. Most women want like nice big curly locks, I guess. That's important. But Virginia used to sit on her mother's lap And her mother used to drape her hair over Virginia's head as a child. So she would have, and her mother would say, I wish I could take my hair off and just give it to you and have you have this gorgeous, gorgeous hair. And Virginia said, and what she would say, she's like, that's weird, because if I had that hair, I wouldn't give it up to anybody. And this is Virginia saying this as a mother of 3 and a grandmother. And already, she's a mother and a grandmother. Now, it's one thing to be thinking it as a child, but she still believed it as an adult. And as a child, she made that connection. Hair is power to a woman. It just is. I mean, women are, for the amount of money women spend on their hair and hair products and going to the salon and all of that. It's obviously a very important thing. So for Virginia to realize at a young age what a control this is, okay, and that's also like one of the others, so like how sometimes you're just born fucked up. Like that's where like my narcissism chain started. It starts with Virginia on that side. Because both her mother and her father were wonderful people, according to all the research I did. Virginia and her brother was cool. Like I knew her brother, my Uncle Dick. She's just born fucked up. As a child. Why would you give me your hair? I wouldn't. And that just goes to show you what can happen to a child when the hair is cut short and used against you. When you have a narcissistic mother who purposely destroys their daughter's hair, cuts it short, does these crazy things to it, ties it in knots. Black girls deal with this. They'll deal with this horrendously with their mothers, horrendously with the hair. That's why so many of them go to weaves and put wigs on. It's just because they've been traumatized through their hair by their mothers. Traumatized by it. Because you think how thick and kinky, I know I have thick, kinky hair. How painful, you have no idea how painful that is. They're ripping hair out of your freaking head and it's made to be look ridiculous, like a crazy person. It's how the narcissistic mother destroys their daughter through the hair, through their self-esteem. Because it's an important thing to women. It just is. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like women, but I think everybody likes women to have nice hair. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think it's like kind of like a biological thing that women are protective of their hair. Because hair attracts the opposite sex, and that's basically biological what we're meant to be doing anyway. The things that the narcissist does go against biology. They're fighting biology. They're destroying nature. They're destroying biology. That's why it's so damaging. It's so terrible what they do. So, hair is important to girls. And the trauma inflicted on your hair by your mother lasts a lifetime. You never get over it. Took away all your self-esteem to the point where you thought, and anybody who paid you any attention, like, why? Why would you do that? So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for another contribution and story, Anonymous. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like a private video made, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it growing, supported, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.